Yo, welcome to Park City, Utah. My name is Jacques Slade. We're here at the Peaks on Peaks event at the JBL House for the Endurance Peak 3, and I'm joined by none other than Russell Winfield. Thank you for coming and joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is amazing. So yesterday, I saw you out on the slopes.
I was there.
That's not something I can do. Talk to me about how long you've been doing it and just that whole world of snowboarding.
Well, I grew up in New York on the East Coast, and I skateboarded for fun as a kid. I'd always been an athlete, and I decided that conventional ball sports just weren't for me anymore. I had like a real drive to be creative, and snowboarding just would allow me to, like, for lack of a better term, paint on the mountain. Like the whole mountain was my canvas.
An individual pursuit for creativity.
Absolutely.
I feel like creativity is always important, whatever it is, sports, art, whatever it is
Life
that you're
in general.
doing. I saw that you linked up with Virgil.
I did.
What was that relationship like, and how does like fashion impact what you do?
For me, before it was snowboarding, it was fashion. Like, I've always been trying to like take stuff from the city, you know, and bring it to the mountains and wear it, and vice versa, and flip it.
Speaking of you like pulling things from the city and bringing it into snowboarding, what you wear on the course or on the mountain is not necessarily snowboard specific.
Well, in the immortal words of Prime, Deion Sanders, you look good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. With that being said, I just think that, like, just to be all dressed up with like, and nothing for nothing. And if this is your thing, if you're that guy or the gal, awesome. But for me, I need sauce. Like, I'll put on these Arky purple pants with the undefeated plaid, my Martine Ali, you know what I'm saying? And I have Arc'teryx works with me, and they made me this dope custom jacket with the bird and my name in the font, just as a little flex on them. You know, and like certain Oakley goggles, the color's gotta be right, not necessarily matching. Sometimes you clash it just because you're feeling yourself when you wake up, you know what I'm saying? You might put a little Drake on instead of the Temps because you woke up feeling some sort of way. And it's just, I need to look in the mirror and be like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a lot of people who are just in like head to toe normal gear wake up, put it on, and like, ooh, I look good. They're like, well, I'm gonna be dry and warm today, which is awesome. But I like to be dry and warm and look amazing.
And be fly.
Yeah, you got to.
Love it. You're part of this JBL event. Talk to us a little bit how that partnership came to be.
I think the reason they brought me in was to keep it authentic to the mountain. And so we remolded it into what quite possibly could be one of the dopest events like today in my industry.
Like, what is the music you listen to? Like, what gets you in the mood for snowboarding? Or while you're snowboarding, is there a set of music? When you're finished snowboarding, is there a set of music? How does that work?
Well, music is like water. It's always flowing. It's always different. Sometimes it's warm, sometimes it's cold. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just got to be careful because music really moves me. I'm an emotional man.
So part of working with JBL, you got to do some design or part of the design for the Endurance Peak 3 on the case and on the headphones. Can you talk a little bit about what's happening here?
I can. Well, I'm like a mid-century kind of guy, like a blocky, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Like, that's kind of my aesthetic. So I'd sent him some Peaks, and then we were talking about my buddy, Travis, who does all this artwork. And we kind of were like, well, we can get him to turn the lines of the mountain into lightning, and then it'll kind of all come together and culminate.
That's cool. It's on the headphones and on the case as well.
On the case, yeah. And they sound great. JBL has always made top-notch stuff, and I'm super hyped to work with them.
Yesterday on the mountain, I was watching, there was a lot of little kids and almost like in awe of some of the stuff you guys are doing. So what advice would you have for like the little kids that are out on the mountain that see you out there on the mountain and, I want to do what he's doing?
I would thank them and tell them I appreciate them. And then I would say, you want to follow your heart. Like, be true to yourself. Like, follow the dream that's your dream. Don't follow your mom's dream, your dad's dream, your brother's dream. Don't follow my dream. Follow your dream. I feel that if you can just be honest with yourself, and which is tough for all of us, and figure out what exactly it is that your dream is, and follow that, you'll be way happier.
Personally, I like to pull from different things to kind of build who I am. If you could, let's say, snowboard with 3 people that aren't snowboarders to give them the experience, who would those 3 people be?
Wow. Barack Obama.
Like that.
Do they have to be living?
No, whoever you want it to be.
Albert Einstein, Rosa Parks.
Why those 3?
Barack, because he's as far as African American men, he made it through so much to a spot, like a spot in politics, that's crazy. And I just want to know, like I got my theories about stuff, and I figure after a few chairlift rides, he might let 1 or 2 things slip. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, this isn't about snowboarding.
Yeah.
And in snowboarding, I used to have a quote that said, the actual act of snowboarding is only about 5% of snowboarding. Meaning that it's about the camaraderie, the culture, the laughing at your buddy when he crashes and he comes up and his goggles are side, you know what I'm saying? Like the après, the sitting at the condo with 25 people because you guys are, you know what I'm saying? Like, so Einstein, because I want to know what it was like to defect, and like I want to know his plight. And Rosa Parks is Rosa Parks.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that'd be, and that's me selfishly being me.
I love that. Thank you, man. I appreciate you today. Thank you for coming to the JBL house.
Thanks for having me. Really
Absolutely.
appreciate it.